Tonight on Air Rescue, Jed and Roxy.
If it looks like the dog's going to get freaked out, we're just going to have to leave it.
Double trouble on the rocks. The helicopter can't land.
Coming in, boys.
And the tide is rising.
I heard the branch go and looked up and he just came straight down beside me.
Steve was trimming his jacaranda tree.
Okay.
And now his heart is racing.
You're not Bob the Builder, are you, mate?
Searchlight on, everyone eyes out.
And a dangerous night mission.
Zero visibility on the right.
To save a DIY dad in real strife.
If he loses his blood supply, then that part of the leg could die.
The Westpac Lifesaver Rescue Base, Maruya.
Westpac Rescue Helicopter, you're speaking with Sam.
Here, every call is a potential emergency.
A 42-year-old male, and he's on the rocks, and he has a dog. Yeah, the dog's going to be an issue, but I'll get further details. It's down at Eden. Yep, no, we'll get onto it, and we'll give you a call when we're able.
A man and a dog trapped on a rock shelf, and the tide is rising.
Chrisley's not in too much of a predicament and he's not injured. That's probably the main thing.
Crewman Josh has only been in the job for 3 months. This is his first rescue.
And he's stuck down there with the dog. And we've just got to think about how we're going to get him out of the bottom of the cliff.
The rapid response crew is airborne within minutes. This is their target, 45-year-old Jed and his 13-year-old Staffordshire Bull Terrier, Roxy. Roxy bolted down a cliff face, and when Jed tried to rescue her, they both became trapped.
Yeah, mate, I think our challenge on this job is that there's a report of a dog involved. I can't think about it anyway how we can winch this dog, so... As long as the dog's doing a pretty calm dog, that'll be a pretty big determinant whether it's calm or not. Absolutely, mate. If it looks like the dog's going to get freaked out when we bring him on board, we're just going to have to leave it and sort something out for it later on.
A disobedient staffy stuck on the rocks. There is a first for everything.
That looks like it on the nose, eh, Sam? It is, yeah. Righto, if you could just get it low and slow, we'll try and locate this bloke.
I can see someone on the rocks down there.
Yeah, you can see someone down the bottom.
They've spotted Jed and Roxy. But there's no way the aircraft can land on those rocks. And they have no canine harness to winch Roxy aboard.
Winching is just not possible because we don't have a harness suitable for a dog.
Here, number 2. Josh moving out on the skid.
Crewman Josh's job is to get Jed and Roxy ready for the rescue.
As I approached the gentleman, he was definitely relieved to see that we were coming to get him.
Can you come back to me? What I get you to do is I let you to hold on to your dog.
And then that sort of relief went to, how's the dog going to get out of this situation?
That's all right, mate. I'll hold on to you.
And I think he sort of already had thought in his head that it's going to be difficult to get a dog in an aircraft. We worked out a way that he was going to hold the dog and move to the aircraft.
Now you need to hold him real quiet, okay? That's it.
Lifesaver 23 moves into position.
Sam coming in, boys. Yeah, no worries.
This rescue hinges on Roxy's reaction to the noise and chaos. She looks terrified.
From 89, you're taking off a couple of minutes ago. PTA on scene to be 1815.
In Tasmania, Polair 73 is on its way to a farm accident.
All we know is that it's a high-speed, quad bike type accident. It's a 20-year-old male. Was initially unconscious at least. In terms of expecting injuries, it could be head, spinal, abdominals, large fractures, etc. We're going to get him to hospital as soon as we can.
The patient is 20-year-old Dylan. His love of quad bikes has had dire consequences.
The target will be open for 2 o'clock. flashing lights in the paddock. So I've got that sighted.
The ambulance team is already on the ground.
Paddock looks clear and coming down. Tail's clear. Number 3, 2, 1. That skid's touching on now. And right now. Tail's clear. Roger. Well, thanks, Chris.
Paramedic David is briefed by the ground crew.
This is Dylan,
How you feeling, Dylan? You in a bit of pain, mate?
19-year-old, on an MTV, one of those all-terrain ATVs.
Yeah.
Doing a few wheelies, he's lost control, he's landed up in a culvert, the bike landed on top of him.
Roger. Do you remember the whole thing, Dylan?
Remember waking up on the ground. That's about it.
Okay. Do you remember how fast you were going?
I was doing a donut, jelly on the stroke.
This is where Dylan was doing his donuts, where he came to grief.
Just riding, having a couple of beers, riding. Well, he just come off his bike, and the bike sort of landed on him, and he's hit his head and knocked himself out, crawled out of the ditch, and that's when I come to see him, and he was laying on the side of the road.
Beer and bikes do not mix.
Just threw me off the bike, landed on a rock.
Where's the pain?
Right at the top of my back. Oh, yep. Oh.
Now, is that pain in the neck or pain in the head?
Top of my neck.
Okay.
Dylan has sustained a heavy blow to his neck and spine.
Don't actually move, mate, if you can help it. I know you're in pain. You've got a spinal fracture.
In the small coastal town of Eden in New South Wales, the crew of Lifesaver 23 is trying to rescue Jed and his dog Roxy.
Continue forward and right down there, Sam. We're well clear on the right-hand side, the tail's clear.
But they can't land on the rocks, and they don't have a dog harness on board. They'll need to improvise.
We will bring the helicopter down into a low hover so the owner of the dog can be with the dog the whole time and we can load them both together.
Just get him to carry his dog in, and then just chuck the dog in the cabin.
Roxy looks terrified.
The dogs are snappy, they're a little bit unpredictable, but you're protected either way, mate, and if we get bit in the back, we'll survive. You're right, only 3, and forward and right 3, you're forward 1.
Jed is holding onto Roxy for dear life, so she doesn't run off a second time.
There you go. That's a good hold position there, he's climbing aboard. And Josh is climbing aboard, go up 1. 1, yep. Josh is on the skid now, go up 5. Coming up there. Clear up and back. Let both are on board.
Double trouble averted. Jed and Roxy are safely strapped in.
So that was actually my first rescue. So I got a dog outpatient in the first rescue, which is good.
Looks good. Clear down there. And skids are on.
The helicopter touches down at a nearby park. Roxy is lucky to be alive, and it's not the first time she's run into trouble.
6 months ago, she got run over by a car, paralysed, and a year before that, she jumped off a 6-metre balcony. Crazy dog. This one she doesn't get you killed as well. Yeah. Alright, see you later, guys. Thanks for your help. See you next time.
In Tasmania, Dylan has come off his ATV quad bike at high speed.
We'll turn it off. So,
Polair 73's paramedic David is concerned about Dylan's ribs, neck and spine.
Dylan, the Meg's told you to stay still in case you've got a spinal fracture. I'd like to get the pain under control. Dylan, have you been around any helicopters at all? It's going to be loud and windy.
Yeah, always let it go, mate.
Well, now's the day, Cobbs.
With Dylan's spine potentially fractured, the crew must take extra care as they move him.
There's going to be a few bumps here, mate, so just take it easy. Watch your heads, guys.
From around.
Yeah.
And really try to keep your head still. Okay.
Dylan's damaged ribs are making it hard for him to breathe.
You're just going to breathe slowly and easily, mate, okay? As relaxed as you can, okay?
I'm not going to fall out of the table, am I?
But you're locked in big time.
Oh, beautiful.
We're set to go. I'm on goggles, front right.
the crew of Polair 73 switches to night vision.
I'll go on goggles left rear.
Roger that.
How are your legs? Are they getting worse? Yeah. Okay, that's likely to stay worse until we land, okay?
Dylan is starting to panic. They need to keep him calm.
I am worried about his neck and his back. So basically it's just going to be some pain relief and transport.
Until Dylan's spine is x-rayed, the true extent of his injuries will remain unknown.
Hold, you are clear down there. And leave it there, that's good.
Touchdown at the Royal Hobart Hospital. Dylan's flight is over. It's been a long shift for the crew of Polair 73, but the night is far from over.
9 has departed, TA 5 minutes. Start time of 20:40, please.
On their way back to base, they receive another call.
Fallen through a roof, he's got a couple of fractured legs, possibly his femurs. I guess we'll find out some more details when we arrive in Lachlan, but at this point that's all we know.
A DIY home builder is in serious strife. 33-year-old Toby was trying to fix his TV antenna so his son could watch the footy when he fell through a hole in his roof.
From the description we had from the paramedics on scene, the house was in a tightly wooded area with tall trees surrounding it.
Landing in a suburb surrounded by power lines, houses and cars is a delicate operation. The darkness makes it even more extreme and dangerous. Polair 73's crew, heavily trained in night ops, prepares for approach.
Right, so we're 2 minutes out, so Damo, if you could check the cabin security.
Roger.
And everyone eyes out, we'll be looking for obviously the disco lights.
You're all clear on the left.
Roger that, 40 knots.
0 visibility on the right.
Passing over those wires now, passing over the trees now. Left skid's 2 off the ground, 1 off the ground. About a touch now.
Paramedics, if you'd like to hop off.
Better call that.
Off comms.
Paramedics David and Andy get briefed by the ground crew.
The fella's fallen single story through roof, had a hole already cut in, he's renovating, forgot about it, just walked through it. He's come down on the front of his torso with his right leg.
What you can see here is Toby's femur sticking out through his jeans.
Fractured femur is unbelievably painful, but he's a fair chance if he loses his blood supply, then that part of the leg could die.
Check out the dog.
Back in Maruya, the crew of Lifesaver 23 receives an unexpected email from Jed.
On behalf of myself and my wayward dog, Roxy, I would like to extend my gratitude to the team for their assistance down at Eden the other day. I was very impressed by the professional and capable way that the guys undertook the rescue in a less than ideal location. Teamwork between all the members of the crew was incredible, and a special thanks to the pilot for his expert flying skills.
Did you pay for this? Yeah. Who wrote that?
Keep up the good work, guys. Hope I never have the need to see you in person again. Cheers, Jed.
Very good.
That's cute.
Very good.
Very cute dog.
In Hobart, Tasmania, the crew of Polair 73 is in the middle of an emergency rescue.
And I'm going to come down and I'll put the skids either side of the cricket pitch.
Copy that.
Paramedics, if you'd like to hop off.
I'll get a call there.
Off comms.
DIY dad Toby was trying to fix his TV antenna when he fell through a hole in his roof.
Hey dude, how are you?
Yeah, right. Better.
You've been falling through ceilings.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. How's your pain at the moment, Jed?
It's not too bad.
Yeah? Give us the score out of 10.
5.
5? Are you comfortable with 5?
Toby's snapped his thigh bone in half, and the bone in his leg is sticking out through his jeans. He says he's 5 out of 10. That's because he's on a heavy dose of ketamine to control the
Hey,
pain.
big fella, we're going to grab your foot and apply the traction again, and we're going to just take off the strapping. If it hurts,
Just yell out.
I can scream or yell out at...
Paramedic David needs to minimise any internal bleeding by carefully pulling Toby's leg bone and soft tissue back into place.
In terms of tension, that's pretty good. Sorry about that, big fella.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay, that's pretty good. He's pretty comfortable at the moment. I think it's going to be a bit, more comfortable after this.
Coming up. Okay.
Toby's lost close to 4 litres of blood. It'll be a long road to recovery for the DIY dad.
Champagne night flying, mate. Just missing the champagne.
Westpac Rescue Helicopter Base, Newcastle. And the morning crew is on an emergency mission.
Good morning, Pete. It's Glenn. We're on our way up to Wingham for a gentleman who has fallen out of a tree. That's pretty much all we know.
Reports suggest 64-year-old retiree Stephen Wheatley is lying in his backyard, unable to move. Dr. Rob is lead medical officer today.
With these sort of injuries, it can be quite a mixed bag. They can have significant head injuries or broken ribs and chest injuries, internal bleeding. It's really impossible to tell until we see the patient.
2 off the ground.
Okay.
It's a shocking scene.
G'day, how you going?
G'day, this is Rob.
Hi.
I'm Andy.
So this is 64-year-old Stephen, who's fallen. He was up a ladder which was moved about 2.5 metre forward.
Steve was trying to remove this branch when it gave way and knocked him to the ground.
So it took us a little while to actually get the ladder away and be able to move him. So
Steve's wife Leonie was there when it happened.
He was climbing up a ladder that was secured to a branch with a rope. As he was soaring, the branch started to drop and he thought he'd be safe.
How are you, sport? Okay.
The ambulance team has him bound in a neck brace.
You got a murmur, have you? Okay.
But it's his heart that has everyone on edge. In Wingham, New South Wales, Steve, a retired salesman, has fallen from a ladder while trimming his jacaranda tree.
I heard the branch go and looked up and he just came straight down beside me.
You got a murmur, have you? Okay. But your heart's working all right? Yeah. Good.
Dr. Rob's satisfied Steve's heart murmur is under control.
All right. Does it hurt in your pelvis or just in your leg?
He turns his attention to Steve's left leg.
And can you feel both your feet at the moment? You can?
It looks like he's snapped the femur in his leg. Leonie does her best to keep her husband calm.
You're not Bob the Builder, are you, mate?
Dr. Rob now needs to get his pain under control before he can be moved.
All right, so what I'm going to do is have a look down your groin and pop this local anaesthetic in, okay?
Just a smidgen, the greater trochanters. Although it's difficult to ascertain his exact injuries, he does have a lot of pain over his left femur. So he's got a fracture of some sort in his femur and also his left hip. So we've put a splint on his femur to provide stabilisation and pain relief. It'll make him a lot more comfortable. And the pelvic binder is just in case there's a pelvic fracture, which can be a cause of blood loss. How much pain have you got now, Steve? Give me a score out of 10, mate. One. Excellent. Awesome.
With Steve's pain under control, the time to move him is now.
Coming up on 3. 1, 2, 3, nice and easy. Walking either side.
He's not Bob the Builder, but he is a loving husband.
Leonie, do you want to come and give him a kiss?
Yeah, bye, mate.
Sorry.
You're right. See ya. We'll see you soon. Okay? We'll see you down there. Thank you very much.
He's going well, actually. He's very lucky. It looks like he's only just done the top part of his femur, the neck, and maybe his pelvis.
Steve has had a close call today. A broken hip for someone his age can be a life-changing injury.
Unlucky that it's his leg and his hip, but very lucky that the rest of his body is okay.
Throttles up again, open 100%. Fuel sufficient. AFK.
you can't stop people getting up ladders. I think people just need to be sensible, very sensible, and if it looks too difficult or too precarious, then just don't do it.
Mistake 1, landing John Hunter at 1201, aerobic.
Hopefully he'll never get up another tree, yeah. And if he listens to his wife.